My name is Jady Gay. I have my grandpa here as audience, and my mother is recording. I'm doing my oral report over the movie Safe Haven, which was produced by Lassie Halston and released in 2013. This movie is about a woman who was once married to an abusive cop who where she was in an abusive relationship and chose to flee and went to a small town and fell in love with a local store owner, only to have her husband and her past eventually come back to haunt her and ruin everything she'd previously built. This movie shows the struggles that women face while trying to endure leaving and the repercussions once they have left their abusive relationships. This clip shows the detrimental toll that abusive relationships take on women's mental health and their overall state of being. This clip shows Katie, as she'd already changed her name, created a new identity, cut her hair, and moved to a small town, still haunted by the experience she experienced with her husband.
Something smells amazing.
This movie brings attention to the dramatic things women face. The airing of this movie come shortly after Rihanna was was assaulted in a physically abusive relationship. Right after that, several allegations of abusive relationship came to the news' attention, and the stigma around abusive relationships was made known to the public. In an effort to address this social issue, Hallstrom created Safe Haven and detailed all the experiences, and every step that a woman in an abusive relationship goes through. This movie showcases a cop married to a woman who he eventually tracks down because it shows a man's "if I can't have her, nobody can" mindset. This movie at the ending shows where Katie, the main actress, had found love to a local store owner with 2 children, and on the 4th of July, her ex-husband came, burned down the store shop and the house, almost killing the 2 children and Katie herself, and was eventually stopped by Katie's lover. This movie shows everything that women do to protect themselves against abusive relationships and just the trauma that they go through. During the movie, Katie is constantly looking over her shoulder, even though she has found a secluded cabin in the middle of nowhere, picks her mail up from a store, and does not even go under her real name. However, she is constantly scared that her husband will eventually find her, which he does, by using the resources he has, and reports her as a missing person. The husband, in an attempt to find her, threatened the elderly couple next door, almost got kicked off of the force for unauthorizing a search against her and reporting her missing when she really wasn't, and lied to his bosses about his alcohol use and the relationship he had with Katie. This movie showcases how a bad day at work would lead her husband to just come home and abuse her at any slightest thing. In the clip, I showed that she took his wine before he was finished, cause to set him off, and that just showcases the short fuses that women have. And in the clip, it shows how Katie was walking on pins and needles around her husband. This perfectly shows everything, and where literally in some abusive relationships, it is life or death. In this clip, it showed how Katie stabbed her husband in an attempt to flee from him and ran for her literal life. This movie's perspective on abusive relationships documents and tells the tale of everything women face, but eventually show that women can find peace, happiness, and even love after leaving them. This movie was an attempt to encourage women that there is more to life than abusive relationships and to flee theirs. After the abuse of Rihanna, who is an icon nationally, it encouraged more women to be able to gain the courage to leave their husbands, even though there is so much social stigma around them because so many women are scared of leaving them. This movie documented in a fictional way how, almost like a how-to manual, and everything that that a woman will go through after leaving a relationship. The movie Safe Haven shows that women are more than their abusive relationship and encourages them to flee them if at all felt unsafe and worried, encourages them to move on, get away, leave it, find new love, find happiness, and find peace.